Welcome back, Bulldogs. My name is Jack.
And my name's Gabe.
And welcome back to 2 Minute Warning.
On this episode, we'll be talking about the upcoming basketball matchup between Michigan and Michigan State, recapping the Red Wings, Pistons, and Lions games, and previewing the upcoming NFL weekend, along with predictions.
Let's also acknowledge some of the major MLB signings happening right now.
Yes, there's been a few trades in the MLB in the last few weeks.
Some can include the Madison Bumgarner trade to the Diamondbacks. It's going to be huge for Arizona. Bumgarner with J.D. Martinez, former Tiger.
Yeah, Garrett Cole also signed with the New York Yankees with a record-breaking $324 million deal, the biggest signing for a pitcher in MLB history. Anthony Rendon also signed a 7-year deal with the Angels.
Moving on to the Red Wings, Pistons, and Lions. Lions took another rough loss against the Bucks. The Pistons had a great win against the Rockets, and the Wings won against Montreal.
Yeah, finally, some Detroit teams are actually starting to win. Hopefully, Michigan can start winning as well. That leads into our debate topic: who will win the college football playoff?
Well, I do believe that this year is one of the more talented selection of teams, meaning that this year it's definitely going to come down to who wants it the most and really who has the most talent. And I think, as much as it pains me to say it because I'm a Michigan fan, but I do believe Ohio State will come away with the championship. Reasons for this can be Chase Young. He'll definitely show up in the big lights. J.K. Dobbins will have a solid game on the run, over 100 yards and at least 2 touchdowns. In the end, though, I think it comes down to Justin Fields. He'll have to come up big in the clutch. Oklahoma, though, they could be an upset team too, Gabe. CeeDee Lamb is a nightmare for cornerbacks right now, and Heisman candidate Jalen Hurts could have a huge game.
That's laughable coming from a guy who was rooting for Jalen Hurts for Heisman.
Yeah, it's a really bold prediction. Personally, however, I do believe Jalen Hurts from Oklahoma will win the Heisman this year. The Sooners are 9-1 due to the fact of this man. He has a total of 3,039 passing yards, 28.
But I think LSU will win the national championship. The only reason why Ohio State will beat Clemson is because Clemson just isn't experienced this year. They have played no one in their conference, and I don't think that they'll come out winning against Ohio State, especially if it's their first game. Anyway, LSU will have a big game plan against Chase Young. Young did not have a good game against Michigan, having zeros across his stat line. LSU is just better, in my opinion, and I think with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they'll run through the Ohio State's defense. LSU will eventually pull away.
Remember last time when we predicted big games, you had Oregon in the playoffs. That's laughable.
At the 4th spot, I have the Oregon Ducks. They should get in before Oklahoma. They are a good team, despite the loss to Auburn. They got a tough conference championship in the Pac-12 against most likely Utah. They'll win that.
However, the championship this year could really be decided on a heads or tails play.
Yeah, it should be a great playoff. Moving on, let's recap some shocking college basketball games.
Yeah, Wofford beat UNC by 4. Cole Anthony hurt his knee and is out indefinitely. That's a huge loss for the Tar Heels. Oregon beat Michigan in an amazing basketball game in OT. Minnesota beat the Buckeyes to a shocking loss. And the Rutgers beat Seton Hall in a tough game for the Pirates. The number 14 Wolverines will take on the number 15 Michigan State Spartans on January 5th. That's over break, so what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, it's really going to come down to how Michigan shoots the ball. When they shoot it poorly, they lose. When they shoot it great, they most likely will win. But I think Cassius Winston will have a great game at home against in-state rival Michigan. But it's going to be close, but I think I got Michigan in this one.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The three-point shot has to be there, and defense has to be huge, especially from Xavier Simpson. There's the buzzer. Let's move on to predictions.
Starting with Week 16 of the NFL, Saints and Titans.
Well, the Saints just came off a huge win against the Colts. Drew Brees broke Peyton Manning's touchdown passing record. He's going to continue his hot streak he's on right now against the Titans. Saints going to win.
Rams and 49ers.
Well, the Rams aren't looking too hot right now. 49ers going to take advantage. 49ers coming out with the win.
I got the Rams in that one. Bills versus Patriots.
Well, earlier this year, the Patriots dominated the Bills. Josh Allen throwing 4 interceptions. He's going to continue that against the Patriots. Patriots going to win.
Packers and Vikings.
Huge division matchup. Devontae Adams has been huge coming off his injury, and he's going to continue that against the Vikings. Packers going to win.
I hope Dalvin Cook has a big game.
I don't think that's going to happen. Moving on to the big bowl games for college football. MSU versus Wake Forest.
I think it's going to be close, but I think eventually Brian Lewerke is going to have a few plays go his way, and I think MSU is going to come out with the victory.
I think Wake Forest is going to upset MSU in this one. MSU not having a good season. Michigan versus Alabama.
While Jerry Jeudy announced that he's coming back, Alabama wide receiver, I just think as a Michigan fan, they're just going to lose it with their talent level. And yeah, the wide receivers of Alabama are just going to go through that secondary.
Yeah, defense is definitely going to be huge in this one, but it all comes down to Shea Patterson. He has to have no turnovers. Notre Dame versus Iowa State.
Ian Book is going to have a good game. There's nothing to say. I got Notre Dame in that one.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Now for the playoffs, Clemson versus Ohio State.
As sad as I think it is, I think Ohio State's going to win that game. Clemson has no experience with big games this year. And yeah, I just think Ohio State and J.K. Dobbins are going to run through Clemson.
Like I said earlier, Ohio State is going to win the championship, so they're definitely going to win this game and the game after. LSU versus Oklahoma.
Oh, definitely LSU. Oklahoma is not going to compete with LSU at all.
I don't know. Might pay attention to that CeeDee Lamb guy. He's pretty good.
Down at the 49. We'll run it again. Flea flicker. Hurts. Wide open. CD in space. CeeDee Lamb still running. Hits a corner. CD for the TD. 51 yards.
Looks like that's the end of our show. I'm Jack. Go Blue, and have a great Christmas, Bulldogs.
I'm Gabe. Tune in next year for news, highlights, and predictions. Enjoy the holidays and go Blue.